Hey everybody, we're still a little bit early. I just wanted to go ahead and get it, bring it up live just because I seen a bunch of people online. So let me see if I can change the way my camera sits here, get a better picture. Just maybe on top of my computer. There, that's a little better, I think. You can see my messy ass office. I don't know if that got any better. Now instead of looking up, I'm looking down. So, yeah, we're still a little bit early. Hi, Jeff. John. Hi, Doris. Hi, Chris. Hi, Ron. Okay. Hi, Charles. We still got about 7 minutes here. I seen a bunch of people was online, so I figured I'd just get it started. That way, everybody knew that we were on schedule. Plus, Lynn was telling people in chat that it was starting at 10:30 my time, which was 7 minutes ago. Oh, let's see. So today we're going to go over the numbers we're at now, the payouts we've had, some things like that. I'm also going to talk about how kind of how to, in a way, figure out where you're at or how far you may be from payout. So, kind of how to tell how the levels increase. Gives you an idea. So we'll give it another 5 minutes or so before we get started into it too much. But since people can replay, I'll kind of, tell you how you can kind of tell where you're at in the matrix and things like that. And I want to talk about a couple other things that have been brought to my attention as far as it's better positioning of the camera. I put it on top of my monitor instead of below it. So I think it's picking up my voice better. And it's off the desk, which gets the vibration of the computer. So I think it's helping it. But you can usually tell in any of our matrices, other than the 20 facets, a 3 wide. So you have to adjust for that. But in all of our matrices, otherwise they're 4 wides. So you can figure position 1 is obviously at the very top. That is the platform itself. That's Infinite Funds account. So then under that is 4 people, which would be positions 2, 3, 4, and 5. Under that is 16 more people because it multiplies by 4 every level. Each person has to bring in 4 or has 4 people under them. So next level is 16, which means positions 6 to 21. The level after that, multiplied by 4, it's 64 people. So it's levels 22 to 85. or positions 22 to 85. And then the next level, multiply by 4. The 64 times 4 is 256 positions on that level. So it'd be positions 86 to 341. After that, multiply the 256 by 4. Next level has 1,028 positions on it. That would be like level 300 or position 342 to 1,369. After that, the 1,028 multiplies by 4 for 1,096. Positions 1,370 to 5,465. And, it just keeps going up. You multiply the first part by 4. The other part is literally you have to put it on paper and keep the amount from the first part over to there and get the position numbers. That'll kind of give you a rough idea. Our position numbers in our system are never 100% accurate because anytime there's an error or a mistake in the system, what we do is we go back and we create a gap. Like some people have noticed their position numbers have changed from the day you bought it, and then the next day you look and the number's different. That's because if there's an error in the system, we create a gap where we push everybody down and we leave like a 20 number nothing. There's no positions there. So you may be a little higher in the system than you think you are because your number may be higher because that's just a gap. Because we had to fix somebody and put somebody in there. So they get, the numbers get dropped down. We leave that extra gap in case there's other errors to go back and place people in. Things like that. So I totally get that, Charles. So if you want to figure it out, that's kind of a rough idea of how to do it. It's really hard to be 100% accurate, especially now that our positions, you buy them and they're not showing up immediately. You have to wait till end of day. End of day, you can usually tell when it's about that time because the piffing shuts down. It won't let you piff. It'll tell you have to wait till midnight. You can't buy positions. You have to wait till midnight. It's the last 2 hours of the server's day. And the server's midnight is about 7 hours ahead of mine. So when it's about 5 o'clock in the evening for me, everything is shut down on the site as far as being able to do anything because it's getting close to midnight time for the server. So when that happens, just be patient. When that shuts down, just know that positions are updating, and you'll be able to see your board position soon, and then buy into a new day. So that's how that works. I know some people, I've seen some comments and stuff, and people call it a glitch. It's not a glitch. That's how we're running the system. It allows us to be able to allows the system to correct its own errors before it actually posts the boards. So we do like it like that. Plus, the added bonus is once you get used to it, the nice thing is you're going to see, instead of checking your account 10 times a day and wondering why it's going nowhere, because once we get wide enough, like I've said, when you get 16,000 people on one level, you're talking, 16,384 positions that have to come in. Well, 4 of them are the guy above them. Then the next 4 go to the next guy. You know what I mean? It slowly builds. So when this guy is, completed level 1 and he wants to know why his level 2 is not filling, well, it's still got 16,000 people that got to complete their level 1 before it circles back around to start his level 2. And then when it gets to his level 2, it's got 65,000 people at that level, positions to place to complete those people above them. So, you have to look at a matrix as far as the slower it goes. There's 2 things that can slow it down. Number one, people aren't buying positions. We're not bringing people in, things like that. That causes the platform to start to stall. We are avoiding that. I've got announcements on that too. So the other thing is it's growing. Massive growth can actually slow a platform down, and that's because you get so wide. It's the platform itself is not slowing down. It feels like it's slowing down because it takes so long for it to get through that level to come back around. And when that happens, it seems like forever. So the bonus to doing this end of day update is instead of checking your account 20 times a day and wondering why it's not going anywhere, the whole day's positions, everybody's positions hit at once. So when they hit, people see growth. Not everybody on a level, depending on how wide we are, unless, if we could get 16,000 people or whatever we got now, which I'll go through in a minute. If we can get every single person in the matrix to buy 4 positions a day, everybody would level up every day. But that'll never happen. That just never happens in any matrix system because you're always going to have those accounts that they don't buy every single day. So with that being said, our bots, the bots that are going to help the positions that aren't managed, that aren't buying anything, they are going to start in about 2 weeks. Let's see, tomorrow's Thursday. It should be 2 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah, it's 10 working days is when it's going to take them to build everything I've got planned for the update. In this update, in 2 weeks, we are going to have the bots kick in. We are going to have subscriptions kick in. And we are going to have, we're raising our limit of 5 per day to 8 per day. So you don't have to buy 8, but the 5 per day was great. It takes 4 per day for every single member in the system to double its growth every day to level everybody up. So the easiest way to do it was to raise it to 8, because if a quarter of our members buy 8, well, we're taking care of half the members. If another quarter of the members buy 4, now we've taken care of 3/4. So we're growing 3/4 of a level every day. So we are raising it to 8. So that's, the bots will help a lot with that because we do have some inactive accounts. Well, they're active accounts because the system's so new, but they're not doing anything. They're not buying positions. And you'll know in a minute when we go over numbers how big of an amount of people that are not doing that is. It's pretty big. But the bots will help with that because there are a lot of those accounts that have made some money. So being where they are positioned in the 50 cents, they may have not made a lot yet, but $2.50 is 5 positions. So that's one of those things where those bots are going to start making them buy positions when they haven't bought. Yeah, and this is totally normal. It's in platforms that the thing is when it starts to do that, when it gets so large, it's slowing down, or when people don't buy and it's starting to slow down, the platform has to adjust. There has to be updates coming in. When somebody does nothing with the platform and they have nothing planned and they're not talking about any updates, and you notice it's starting to slow down, it's time to look for something better because it's heading downhill from that point. But we don't plan on letting that happen. We're going to keep having updates coming in. Once the subscriptions, bots, and 8 per day gets updated in 2 weeks, we are starting another update work, and it's going to be a big thing. I think a lot of people are going to be really happy, and it's probably going to take us 30 days to 45 days to build it. To get everything ready and be able to add it to this system, so this platform. But once that happens, there's going to be pretty much unmatched growth. It's going to change. It's going to be a game changer. So other than that, let's go over some numbers, and I'll come back to any of that stuff if somebody needs some updates. But so the 50-cent matrix, on my last Facebook Live, I said we had 25,313 positions. Okay. Now we have 31,709. That's approximately 6,400 positions, which means if you take that down to 5 per day, we have approximately 6,400, approximately, my math, I'm having a blank. Approximately 1,200 people or so. $1,280 people buying 5 a day out of 16,000, over 16,000. So that kind of goes to show, I mean, some people, I know we have people that, only have 50 cents in their wallet, and they spend that 50 cents on a position. So, the 1,280 is not a realistic amount, because there's probably maybe 5,000 out of 16,000 that are buying positions. The difference is 4,500 of them are buying 1 or 2. 500 to 1,000 are buying, another, 500 to 1,000 people are buying 5 a day. So, or 400, something like that. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at as far as the amount of positions and growth. It's not growing as fast as it should, just because there are a lot of unmanaged accounts or managed accounts that aren't getting bought positions. So just figure in 10 days, 10 working days from tomorrow, that is going to change drastically. The day after the bots take effect, we're probably going to see some massive growth. So let's go up and check a couple other matrices here. The $5 fast. Last time I said we had 2,065 positions. We now have 2,442. So it's grown almost 400 positions. So since the last live, which you got to figure these are going to grow a little slower. New members come in on the 50 cents. The 50 cents is affordable. It's fine. We want the 50-cent one to grow. And keep in mind, every 256 positions that go into 50 cent pushes somebody into a $5 fast by re-entry. So that doesn't even count the people that are just buying them. So yes, if you do have, Doris is right. If you have referrals that are church list accounts that we brought in before, things like that, if you can afford it, let's say you bought your max positions, but you want to put a couple other positions in the system, you could literally, right before those bots take effect, transfer $2.50. The bot's going to buy 5 positions with that from that account. So you do have that option. If you're profiting good, you can kick back by moving money to those accounts nobody's purchasing it. So and the way the bot is set up, it is set up to where if they have not purchased one single position in 3 days, in the previous 3 days, it will buy. So and we set up that way because that's the easiest. Trying to track it both with logins and purchasing gives a chance for more errors in the system. So we just went with one option and went with the purchasing. So you could, or you can let the bot do it. So if they have money in their accounts, if they've made any money, the bot's going to go in and do it. I'd rather you not log into their accounts just because they are managed by somebody, and if that person comes back and says money was transferred out or somebody else has been in here doing this, then that's a legal issue I have to face with them. So I'd rather let the bot do it. The bot's in the terms of the terms of agreement and service, so that there's going to be no argument there. The terms of service do say that as a member of Infinite Funds, you agree to them. So let's see. So the 5-hour fast, I said we got about a 400 position growth. $5 mid. $5 mid, we said had 714 positions. It now has 848, so it grew 134. And you got to figure that he's going to get a little less the higher we go. That's just the way the system, the way it's going to work. The 20 fast had 518. It now has 603. So level completion bonus just means you completed a level, which means for instance, in the 50 cent matrix, the first 4 people that you get under you, you completed a level. You got a level completion bonus in there. The once everybody else that's on your same level has got their 4 and completed their first level, it'll come back around, and once it gets 16 people under the 4 people under you, there are 4 each, you'll get a level completion bonus for level 2, which will also get you a re-entry. Let's see, the 20 fast, we had 518. Now we have 597. So it's grown almost 80. $15 big. We had 361. We now have 399. So, yep, now we have 399 in the $15 big. So and we had 361 before. So it's growing, not as fast as we'd like it to, but that's, like I said, it's going to change quite a bit with the bot. And then when we're talking 30 to 45 days later, when the next update comes in, things are going to change huge, really huge. And there's going to be a whole lot of people that makes quite a bit of money the first couple of days, first 4 days, first 5 days. After that, we'll get into a groove, and they'll still make money quickly. But those first few days, it's going to really show movement after we do that update. Let's see, $60 fast. We had 114. Now we have 125, so it grew 11. And keep in mind this: the people that have, I know, even I bought a $60 fast the other day, and it kind of sucks to know that, we're only growing 14 in a few days, but I'm not too worried about it because I do know what the update is. That's almost 2 months away, because we had 10 days for this one. Then we start building the next update, and it's going to be 30 to 45 days. So once that one pops in, every matrix is going to grow. And there's no doubt in my mind about it. So I'm not too worried about the money I'm sitting and waiting on that's in the system. So, that's one thing to keep in mind, is be patient. Get in the matrices you want to be in if you're not in them, or if you can get into them, because, like I said, in a couple months when we get that update done, everything is growing, and it's probably going to grow pretty quick. Of course, these original 9 matrices, they do get wide fast. A lot of them are four wides. You'll see from here on out, any matrices will be 2 wides and 3 wides, 2 deep and 3 deep, depending on what they are. So they're going to take a lot less people to get them, done, and and everything feeds back into the original 9. So reentries are coming from everywhere, and I think you'll really like what's going to happen. So the $50 bigger. Let's see. We had 84. Now we have 97. The 150 fast. The 150 fast, we had 48. We now have 55. The $200 huge, we had 43. We now have 49. So, it is growing. That's probably the only downfall with Infinite Funds having so many matrices, is it does cause it to grow a little slower than maybe we would like, because there's so many to choose from. But with us going into 8 per day allowed, that should help speed things up. The bots are going to speed things up. The subscriptions is going to speed things up, because you can buy a subscription and still get your 8 per day. And I altered the subscription packages that I talked about. That you're going to have 4 choices instead of 3. 1 per day for 30 days. 3 per day for 30 days. 5 per day for 30 days. And 8 per day for 30 days. All 50 cents matrix buy-ins on the subscriptions. I have thought about maybe doing subscriptions for some of the other matrices, but I'm not sure, because that'd just be extremely expensive. I thought about doing for a month, like on the 20 fast or something, or for a month on the 5 fast, and things like that. But I figured it's best to start with the 50 cents because it is more affordable. People choose what they can afford. So let's see, let's go into how many members do we have now? Actual people. You're correct, Chris. And the good thing is let's see, we're in August 21st, so September, October, November, shortly before, that November is probably going to be a good month for a lot of people, because that's when the new stuff I'm talking about will kick in. So I never wrote down how many people we had before, but right now, people, we have 16,850. So a lot are, I can see a lot of them are not, everyday login accounts. There are a lot of people. I'm looking at one person that joined just in the last day or two that looks like they have like 15 accounts. So, the bots are going to come in handy, and because it's going to force people to do something. And if I find one person that has 15, 20 accounts, something like that, and nothing's being bought, if I go in and find that they're transferring everything every single day and never buying except from one account, then I'll lock their transfers out. Because if they're going to cheat the system by having 20 accounts, then they're going to run the system the way everybody else has to. So, and I'll add that to the terms of service if I have to, once that time comes. Other than that, let's see. What else I want to go over? What questions you have? I probably will, Elsie. Missed what, Ronald? There's no issues with the system right now that I've found. I've got a couple I'm still working on that were passed, but other than that, system's running really smooth right now. We got the glitches fixed, making a few fixes still, but the glitches are fixed. It's running good now. Hiccups, bugs, everybody gets them, every system gets them. It doesn't matter what you do to try to avoid them, something pops up. So we had more pop up than I wanted to, possibly because I pushed us to launch because I did not want to postpone again. So we've got most of those fixed, and the one thing we're still sitting on is the PIF list. The PIF list works, just not the way we had originally planned. What I think I might do today is try to kind of meet you guys in the middle for now. Originally, we were going to have a public PIF list and a private PIF list. Public was going to be $1. Private was going to be 50 cents. I'm thinking about just lowering it to 75 cents and calling it a day for now. That way we can concentrate on the updates that are going to speed the system up. And, rather than spend multiple days fixing a PIF list, which puts us behind on every other update we have planned. So, because we can only do one thing at a time, we can't try to get our programmers to wrap their head around 20 different things. So, I did want to get the PIF list fixed, but I keep trying to think priority-wise based on members. I want the members to make money faster. I don't want I don't want to have to keep telling people, every day a message, which I get thousands of Facebook messages a day. And, I repeat a lot of the time, you got to wait for it to get back around to you, the level, the way it works, things like that. And I want to speed things up for the members first off. I want to send them to get paid. Right now it's we got some members that haven't made 50 cents yet because they came in late. And that's totally understandable. It's the way the system works. Once it gets around, it's going to fill up their line. They're going to start making money. But I want people to see money coming in, whether it's 50 cents, dollar, $2.50. I don't care. I want them to see money. That's how you prove a system works, is you show money. We've got a lot of people that have seen money. Let me go into our payout information. So let's see. I gotta make sure I'm in the right place here. Reports and commissions. Okay. Hopefully this does not cut off my camera when I do this. It won't end our thing, but something might interrupt the screen here a minute. I just might have to switch it to my other monitor. Let's see. Oops, wrong date. Okay, let's see. In referral bonuses alone, we have I got to take it off to Excel spreadsheet to get the total. Just waiting for it to finish here. Create an Excel spreadsheet, downloading it. The computer decides to scan it. Make sure it's saved. Let's see. This is where I think it's going to come up on this screen. And my slow computer is taking its time. Let's see. Trying to read questions while I'm waiting on that to pop up. Ron, the next placements will be, I think it might got answered, but it'll be in approximately 6 hours. It's about the time the server changes days. Okay, here comes my CSV file. Still waiting on it to open. There we go. Today. Gotta love slow computers. Hold on, next time that I need to open these up before the meeting starts. Okay. And minimize that and get this over to another screen. That way I can see. Close some of these other things. That way it doesn't do that again. Okay. All right. Referral bonuses alone, which you know they don't pay out in the 50-cent matrix, is only in the others. We have paid out 96 people, different people, not 96 referral bonuses to, it adds them up and puts it all together on one person for me. But we paid out 96 people, a total of $4,696. So, and you got to figure there's probably more people that did not have their referrals. So there's other people that probably could have earned that didn't get theirs. Let's see. Let me go back here and get the commission report. This page likes to give me an error a lot. And I just keep reloading it and eventually it shows up. And it's going to do it again. One of these days are good to open. I keep trying to manipulate the dates here to see if I can get a commission report. There it goes. Okay. So let me get this one in Excel spreadsheet form. Move my phone out of the way so I can see. Okay, so that one's going to try to open up. All right, fella, I'll message you back. I can change the password for him, then he'll know it, and she can go in and change the password since they'll know what the new one is. And I'll set their transaction password for them too. But yeah, somebody messaged me earlier. We had kind of the same thing. Somebody that couldn't log in at all, and I changed the password. Well, I went to change the password for them and realized they were using the wrong username. There was a letter different, so we'll check it. We'll find out what's going on. Regular commissions. There has been 4,738 people paid. And that number might be off because I changed the dates. I went from August 9th instead of the 8th. But it should be pretty close. 4,738 people paid. A total of $19,494 has been paid into e-wallets. So we are moving money. We're like the 50 cent matrix getting so wide, it is taking a while to get around to people. But we're there. We know we're pushing out money. As far as that's what's been paid into e-wallets. As far as actual payouts, people withdrawing. Let me see if it'll tell me here. Oh, that's bank. Payout released. There it is. We have released payouts actually released, paid to people's Bitcoin wallets. We've released 8 payments. That's all that's been requested. So it doesn't give me a total without downloading Excel, but I'm not going to do that. It's the paid amount total is 280, 460, 730, 830, 950 or 850, 900, 920 bucks or so. That's about what we paid out to Bitcoin wallets. And that's including one test where I did myself that was $13 to me. So right back into the same wallet that everything goes to. No, you put the amount in cash USD dollars. The whole system runs on USD, so everything stays USD. If you want to add $5 in Bitcoin, you put $5. Don't put a dollar sign, just put the 5. Don't put a decimal point. Just put 5 in there, and then when you hit submit, it's going to take you to the next page, which will give you the address to send to and stuff like that. So, yeah, in the notes, you can put whatever you want. As far as, I've seen notes where people put, money to buy positions with, money to transfer to my downline, money, however you want it. The notes are for you, so you can look back and you remember why you put that money in that day. I want to mention one other thing. I'm not going to call anybody out, but we did have a person that they piffed in 6 or 7 people on a day, and they didn't think they got them. I've looked in their account and I know they got them. They're referrals. Okay. But they didn't think they got them. Instead of coming to me and talking to me about it, they filed a dispute with their bank. That don't bother me a whole lot if the bank only took the 99 cents back, because I would just fork out the $6 to pay for those referrals. Not a big deal to me. I would have gave them their $6 back, or shown them you do have them. Do you not want them? We'll figure something else out. But that's the dispute charges me $15 per dispute. So the $6 they got back turned into over $100 for me out of my pocket. So if you have an issue, bring it to me first. Talk to me. If I'm slow to respond because I'm so busy, go to any of the admins and tell them you need to talk to me about a problem, a money issue. So if that happens, they'll tell me you got to stop what you're doing. You got to talk to this person. So it's just it's one of those things where I put a lot of money into the platform. I don't really want to put a bunch of money into payment processors charging me extra fees because somebody didn't feel like they could come to me before they disputed transactions. So I'd rather pay $6 out of pocket than over $100. So no, they do have an account for now. I'm gonna wait till they earn over $100 and then have a talk with them. Yeah, so a couple of my admins, I've talked to them already, and I haven't yet, but I've been too busy, so I figure it's done and over with. I'll wait until they earn $100 and request a withdrawal, and then I'm going to have a talk with them. So, but yeah, if you have an issue money-wise, come to me. A couple of people in here know that I'm pretty well as far as talking things out and working things out. If you need help, I'll help. I just don't like helping people that won't help themselves at all. So that's we've got some members in some chats that like to beg everybody for money or financial help and things like that. And my first question usually is, how many people have you pipped in? I understand some countries, some third world countries, that money's hard to come by. But 99 cents should be something you can come by before you start begging everybody for money. So, and I told somebody the other day, I said, you piff in 4 people on your own. Let me look at your account and make sure nobody transferred that money. Once you piffed in 4 people, I'll give you $10, because I was tired of them asking everybody else for help. So I offered it, and I don't think they took that offer, but that's I'll work with anybody if they talk to me. So other than that, I'm trying to read back and see if we have any questions here that I missed. Yeah, I thought about it, Doris. I think I'm going to do a couple updates to Doris, and then I might let them know. But because I got to make sure that terms of service always showed. I mean, I did dispute the dispute with the bank. I sent them a picture of the terms of service where it says that we are a donation platform. We are helping people, and it's a donation platform. There's in the terms of service it says there's no refunds and there's no guarantee because of the type of matrix it is. We can't guarantee. We can all work together and we can guarantee we're all going to try to make sure everybody makes money. So, and that's what I guarantee. I guarantee I'm going to try the best I can to make sure everybody makes money. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as everything goes, be careful. There are a couple other, I said I was going to go into this. I'm going to do another thing too. Thanks, Chris. But it's not going to be a contest. I'm just going to have a little fun. First off, though, there has been brought to my attention that there is a couple of things going around, not really a program, but if you get a message that talks about, join this, we'll give you this amount of money for free. You can't touch it for so many months because some millionaire wants to make a lot of money on the profits or whatever, and then he'll give you the rest of the money, whatever. I'm not going into details. I'm not naming anything. I'm just saying that be careful of that. I've read through it, and it was forwarded to me to ask me what my opinion is on it. After reviewing it more and talking with a couple other people, I'm 100% against it, and I think it's not going to turn out well for a lot of people. And I think there's some kind of way to get money out of a lot of people, and it's going to disappear. So, if something's been brought to you and you want to know if that's it, talk to me privately, and I'll let you know. But other than that, so let's talk about what we want to do. We're not going to have a contest, but like I said, we have, I have I can see how many members we have. So what we are going to do for next week's live on Wednesday, we are going to announce let's see, I think we're going to announce 52 winners. Yeah, something like that. Might be, I don't know. I'm going to talk to my admin team. Might be 100 members if we lessen the amount, or lessen the amount we give to each member. But what I've been considering is doing 52 members. We're going to do a random draw. I'm going to use a website that has a random generator, and I'll put numbers, probably I'd have to go back and see where my admin team ends. If we take up like positions 1 or member number 1 to 10, then it'll start from 11 to 16,850. But when I announce those winners, okay, I'm going to announce 52 winners is the plan right now. We may go to 100, but 52 members, $9.50 each. That's going to be the prize, and it's going to be transferred into their account. But here's the stickler. They will have to be online for the live. Okay. Now, do I think people should call off work to be online for a live? No, $9.50 is not worth missing a day of work. And the fact that 52 people out of 16,800 are going to get it. So, but we're going to give away $500 is what we're going to do. So, that's the idea. Like I said before, any money Infinite Funds makes, we use it for updates, but we also want to give some away. So right now, since we don't have the next set of updates done yet, we want to give 500 away. We just don't want to give too much because we got to pay for these updates. Now, once the 2-week update that we're going to do, the 10-day update, and once the next one is paid for, the one that it will be another month after that. Once that one is paid for, we're going to give away all kinds of money. But until then, we've got to pay for those updates. So that's why we're starting off with. We want to give 500 away, and we'll announce those next Wednesday. And we'll try to get more people on here by saying they got to be online. The time will be announced on the www.infinite-funds.com website. But yeah, so that will be, and I'm not 100% sure what time yet. What I'm trying to do is do these every Wednesday, but we're going to alter times. Like today, it was 10:45 a.m. my time. Next week, it may be, I'm going to look at my calendar and see what we have going on. But it may be noon, it may be 8 a.m. So it may be 2 in the afternoon. I don't know. But I'll have it put up by Friday of this week if I don't have it up today. So 2 days from now at the latest. I know I said I'd have this one up by last Friday, and I just got it up the night before last, I think. So, but I will get those posted more regularly, faster. We're going to ask them to, Doris. I can't force them. I'm hoping that the winners that take that $9.50 on the first day will buy a 5 fast and 4 50-cent matrix. And then on the second day, buy 5 50-cent matrix. So, and the reason why I say the first day buying the 5 fast, buying your 5 fast first when you know you're going to is your best bet, because it gets you in there faster before the 50 cents part pushes re-entries in behind it. So that's kind of a little tip for everybody. If you are going into the system and today I'm buying a 5 fast and 4 50 cents, don't buy the 4 50 cents first, because there may be a person that is literally one spot away from getting that re-entry into the $5 fast. And if that's the case, you want your $5 fast in front, let that re-entry come in and bump you up, or at least start filling the lines to get back around to you faster. That's pretty much with everything. Anytime you plan on buying bigger matrices, go from the biggest you plan on buying down to the smallest, because re-entries work their way up. So also I want to go over, because I've seen a member talking here that's one of my ones that I need something fixed on. When you were requesting a payout, okay, let's see. First off, I don't do bank payouts yet. With the bank payouts, we haven't tested it yet, so I'm declining them. So we do have one bank payout in the system. I'm going to delete it. If you're on, or if you see this, you'll know why now. There is a thing when you go into your member management, go into your profile. You can, once you're in your profile, the last tab is let me see what it's called. Payment details. When you go into payment details, in there, in the first part, it says Bitcoin address. You need to put your Bitcoin address. And the second part down below, it says payment method. You need to change it from bank to Coinbase. So Therefore, when you go and request a payout, it automatically comes to me as a Bitcoin payout. So to add to that, when you request a payout, I adjusted the terms of service. Before I said, you have to have a minimum of 15 to request a payout. That's still that way, but I'm also asking that you leave $5 in your balance. If there's not $5 left in your balance, I will decline it. Yeah, Lewis is on it. Lewis did that. So Lewis was the one that I seen talk in here, and I thought, oh yeah, I need to go over this. So leave $5 in your balance. If you're close, like Lewis, I can see on yours, I don't know if the fee, I don't know if it changed something, but you left $4.50 in your request. Not a big deal. I'm just going to approve it and let it pay it. So Lewis, when you hang up off of here, if you check your Bitcoin wallet, you're going to have Bitcoin in it. So I just approved that. There is another one, though, I am going to delete. That way they can resubmit it. And because they left 0 in their balance. Now, giving that, with that being said, I did increase to where you need to leave 5 in your wallet, and I did that because of the bots. If you stop logging in, I want the bots to have something to work with. So, but with that being said, if you request a payout, if you have $5 balance left in your amount and you're requesting a payout on $12.50 because you're going through hard times, I'm not going to force you to have $15 there. I'm going to approve it. So, my 15 thing, okay, so request payout on no less than 10 and leave 5 in your wallet, in your e-wallet. So, and that takes care of that. Yes, the system is deducting the withdrawal fee correctly now. So that's right. And, now that we got all that working right and the transactions are working, then we're good to go. So yeah, there is one more in here that I'm deleting from somebody that requested because they left nothing in the balance. But now everybody knows that $15 minimum before, I don't care if it's a $10 withdrawal. If you left 5 in your wallet, I'm going to approve it. Now, once we get under 10, I don't really want to do them under 10 because the fee may be more than the fee that Coinbase charges me to move the money may be more than the fee I'm charging you to do the withdrawal. Yeah, only for Bitcoin at the moment. I am going to call my bank today to verify some things with them for the bank request. And then I'm going to attempt to see if that works, to see if it'll really do a transfer like that. So, because that's really the bank option, it literally is supposed to, if I plug in my bank's information, it should just do a transfer on its own, literally bank to bank. So if that works, I'll tell everybody in one of the lives. But as of right now, Bitcoin only, because I haven't tested this. And, I'm going to test it with my own money. Just like earlier today, I had to do a Bitcoin test because we fixed the fees issue. And then we couldn't, I was having problems sending Bitcoin. So I tested it myself, and it took like 3 hours for the Bitcoin to go through, but it eventually did. And then after that, everything moved really fast. So, but I want to test with my own money, because if some money gets hung up somewhere, I don't want a member's money that may need it hung out there where we don't know what's going on. And then, they're not sure if I'm playing games. I'm not sure the bank's, what the bank's doing. I know I'm not playing games, but it's hard to prove that sometimes to a member. So I just rather not be a member's money that it is tested with. So yeah, for the moment, it's Bitcoin only. And we are still going to work on the debit card idea. That is definitely a thing we want to look at. So we'll talk more about that in the upcoming lives. And I just want to get these updates started. Once the bots are active and I get the next update started, I'm really going to start focusing on the debit card, and things like that. So other than that, that's the update. Let's see, when will the price for the referrals change? To the 75 cents is what you're asking, Lillian. That setting is going to change. Let me see. Move my phone around here, piff amount. Solid Trust Pay won't work. Not for me. Every time I try to go into them, they said it's not authorized in my state. So PIF amount just became 75 cents. So that is done. Well, the main reason for the daily limit on purchasing positions is the fact of when the system gets so wide that you have to literally, if there's 10,000 people on your level with you, the system will fill your 4 under you, and then it goes to the next person. It's got 10,000 people to fill 4 under before it comes back around you. Okay, that can take a while. But if you yourself have 40 positions all in a row, imagine how long everybody else has to wait, because all yours are together. So that's a big reason why we have a limit. But I'm trying to set the limit high enough to keep good growth, but low enough that we're not totally screwing everybody in the system. So yeah, Charles, I know the transfers will work. I just don't know if it'll work with our platform, because the platform is not attached to my bank as of right now. So I've got to make sure everything's set up correctly, because it's not, I will never have to call the bank. Literally, I hit an approve button and it's paid. It's done. But obviously bank transfers would take a little longer. Bitcoin, as soon as I hit the approve button, you see it coming in, you see at least receiving in your wallet. When it actually verifies is when it's finally there, but it's faster than a bank. Other than that, let me look through and make sure I didn't miss any questions. Moving up the plans to make things cycle fast, or to do the updates that help things cycle faster. I can't. You can't force somebody to build something faster than it takes. So, a lot of that is just based on the fact that it's going to take that long to build, and that's that. If we force them to go faster than that, we may end up with a whole bunch of headaches. The Oro card does not have business to business, so it will not work. There's no automated system to it. I would literally, if I got 10,000 withdrawal requests in one day, I'd have to go through each person individually and send them their money from my personal Oro card. They don't have a business side. So Oro will not work. So yeah, that's I looked at the Oro card once and it just won't work. Oro doesn't give a card anymore. Well, that kind of seems kind of pointless to having an Oro card account. Oh, I thought that was the whole point behind it. And I know there's another card program out there that everybody talks about, and I'm not interested until I see this amazing card that I don't think can be built. So, other than that, any other questions I can answer? Keep in mind if you don't need people to PIF and you're just advertising the site, advertise the www.infinite-funds.org. That's the capture page that gives them a lot of information on it, and then it will, as soon as they hit, they don't have to put it in their name or email. As soon as they hit the button, it sends them straight to registration. It puts them under admin, so anybody can PIF them off the PIF list. Well, the bots are about 10 days away from tomorrow, 10 working days, so about 2 weeks from tomorrow. So, and I've talked to Oro people, the high ups, and I have told them that once they have business to business, I'm interested. But until then, I'm not. So, let's see. Trying to see if I had any other questions anywhere, but I don't have any more. Don't see any more. So, we'll call this live done, and keep in mind to all members that next week we are they're coming. 2 months. Because we're before we talked about 7 matrices, I don't want to talk about it too much because it's going to be a big surprise. It's not exactly what we talked about before. It's close, but it's going to be a lot more fun for everybody. So, other than that, let everybody know, let your downline know that aren't on here today, let your upline know that aren't on here today. We are giving $9.50 away to 52 members. Or if we decide to lower it, we will be giving $5 away to 100 members. Just depends on which way we go. So, and that will be announced next Wednesday. www.infinite-funds.com will have the link to the YouTube live. I will take this one down today. Once I decide on time, I'll put a new one up. So it'll have the link. I'll try to get a countdown timer on there for the YouTube live. And they got to be online to win the money. So if only 50 people show up online, I guess who wins? Like today we got 71. You got a pretty good chance if we only have this amount of people. But I'd like to see 500 plus people on here. So and I may give I'll give some hints before the new stuff shows up, before the 2 months mark. Everybody will there will be some hints, and I'll talk about it through lives, and maybe mention a matrix here and there and things like that. So, you will be able to prepare and things like that. So that way you're ready for new stuff, and we'll go from there. But yeah, it's gonna be big. I think the admin team's excited. I'm excited, and I'm excited because it's going to help these 9 matrices grow. It's going to, and let alone it's going to also, it's going to pay out a lot of people real fast. So more than we could even imagine in the 9 matrices right now. So other than that, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Guess I gotta go. Just found out my daughter needs picked up from school. So other than that, I have to look into what you're asking, Paul. I'm not sure this ad management figure they were talking about. Other than I don't know. I'll look into it. I am going to work on getting some stuff done for the ebooks, and if there's somebody out there that either doesn't work or has a ton of free time on their hands and would like to help out with some of that, let me know. Because my admin team's pretty busy and keeping everybody in the loop and things like that, and I may need the help. So other than that, yeah, Paul, I have to look at it more. I haven't had time to test everything yet. So I've been so focused on the glitches that I haven't turned to the services that we offer. So I'm gonna get the ebooks done and stuff like that. Chris. All right, hey guys, I'll see you later. I'm gonna go pick up my daughter, and then I'll be back to try to start getting some stuff updated. Everybody have a good one.